Yeah, I guess I could actually read them. Greetings, novitiate. Know first a reassurance. Maincar Cameron was once like you, asleep, unwise, and pratonymic. We mortals leave the dreaming sleep of birth the same, unmantled save for the symbiosis with our mothers, thus to practicing, thus to reapproachment, until finally we might, through new eyes, leave our hearts without need or fear that she remains behind. In this moment, we destroy her forever and enter the what? Dem- Dements? I can't say that word. Demesne? Enter the Demesne? Enter the Demesne of Lord Dagon. I hope I said that right. Reader, this book is your door to that Demesne, and though you be a destroyer, you must still submit to locks. Lord Dagon would only have those clever enough to pause, all else the Orbis claims in their full running. Walk first. Heed the impatience you feel as your first slave to be had. Enter as Lord Dagon is written. Come slow and bring 4 keys. Know that then you are royalty, a new breed of destroyer, whose garden shall flood with flowers known and unknown, as it was in the Mythic Dawn. Thus shall you return to your first primal whale. And okay, I'm not reading all that. I can't read it all out loud. Not like that. It shall this time be Neopiosis, master akin to master, whose mother is miasma. Every quarter has known us, and none bore us. Our passing is set with trembling. Perhaps you came to us through war. Study your shadow or the alignment of certain snakes, though each path matters in its kind. The prize is always thus. Welcome, novitiate. That you are here at all means that you have the worthiness of kings. Seek thy pocket now and look. There's the first key glinting with the light of a new dawn. Night follows day, and so know that this primary insight shall fall like onto the turbulent evening sea where all faiths are tested. Again, a reassurance, even the usurper went under the Lyak before he rose up to claim his fleet. Fear only for a second. Shaken belief is like water for a purpose. In the garden of the dawn we shall breathe whole realities. Enter as Lord Dagon has written. Come slow and bring 4 keys. Our order is based on the principles of his mighty razor. Novitiate, questing knight, chaplain, and master. Let the evil ones burn and slide as if by the excess of our vision. Then shout our knowledge go aright. However, recall that your sight is yet narrow, and while you have the invitation, you have not the address. Fair? My own summons came through a book Lord Dagon wrote himself in the deserts of rust and wounds. Its name is the Mysterium Xarxes. Almer, Almertada aggregate for father to the wife of all enigma. Each word is razor-fed and secret, thinner than cataclysms. Tarnished like red drink. That I mention it all is a testament to your new rank, my child. Your name is now cut into its weight. Palace, hut, or cave, you have left all of the fog of worlds of conception behind. Numantia, liberty, rejoice in the promise of paradise. Endlessly it shall form and reform around you. Deeds as entities, all systems only an hour before they bloom to zero sums, flowering like vestments, divine raiment, worn to the dance of Lord Dagon's golden feet. Okay, whatever. In his first arm, a storm. His second, the rush of plagued rain. The third, all the tinder of Anu. And the fourth, the very eyes of Padhom. Feel uplifted in thine heart that you have this first key, for it shall strike high and low into the warm rot of false heavens. Roaring, Okay, hold up. GRE Green M Green Emperor. Whatever that means. Roaring. I wonder. Oh! Hey, Green Emperor. That's what Uriel Septim talked about. So these books is going to be a passage to this. If you take the first letter of everything. Roaring I wandered until I grew hoarse with the gospel. I had read the mysteries of Lord Dagon, and feeling anew went mad with the overflow. My words found no purchase until I became hidden. These were not words for the common of Tamriel, whose clergy long ago feigned the very existence of the dawn. Learn from my mistake. Know that humility was Maker Cameron's original wisdom. Come slow and bring 4 keys. Offering myself to that daybreak allowed the girdle of grace to contain me. When my voice returned, it spoke with another tongue. Parcel mouth. After 3 nights, I could speak fire. The ring of fire! Shark bake hoo ha ha! Red, drink razor fed, I had glimpsed the path unto the garden, and knew that to inform others of its harbor, I had to first drown myself in Search's sea. Know ye that I have found my fleet, and that you are the flagship of my hope. Sharkbake hoo ha ha! Greetings, novitiate! Mankar Cameron was once you, asleep, unwise, protonymic, but am no more. Now I sit and wait to feast with thee on all the worlds of this cosmos. Numantia, liberty. That was just one book? Man. That was a lot of reading. Okay, this ain't bad. W A Wayware. What was it? Green something and Wayware. Who's ever findeth this document, I call him brother. Answer our liberations where the slaves of Malbiage that came to know Numantia cast down their jailer king, Maztiak, where the Xarxes Mysterium call the Arcane. Mastiak, whose carcass was dragged through the streets by his own bone. Walkers, and whose flesh was open on rocks thereon, and those angels who loved him no longer did drink from his honeyed ichor, screaming, let all know free will and do as they will. Your coming was foretold, my brother, by Lord Dagon in his book of razors. You are to come as idols drop away from you one by one. You are exalted in eyes that have not yet set on you. You swain to well travel to shatter of mantles. You, brother, are to sit with me in paradise and be released of all unknowns. Indeed, I shall show you his book in its foul and many-feathered rubrics, so that you can put into symbols what you already know. The sphere of destruction is but the milk of unslaved. I fault not your stumbling, for they are expected and given grace by the oils. I crave not your downfalls, though without them you might surpass me even in the coming earth of all infinities. Lord Dagon wishes you no ills, but the momentous. And as he wants, you must want, and so learn from the passages of God this, the ritual of want. Whisper to the earth, and earth where the middlers take no stone except blood. As blood is blood, into the cracking of bone. As bone is bone, and so to crack and answer and fall before the one in one. I call you dragon, as brother and king. Hides of droves, 7 and 7, draught of oil, 1 and 1, circles drawn by wet diblities, 3 concentric, and let their lower blood fall where it may. A birth watched by blackbirds, hearth fire first, incant the following when your hearing becomes blurred. Enraptured, he who finally goes and recorded the slaves that without knowing turn the wheel, enslaved all the children of the Arbus as it is. I guess I read 2 books. Let's keep going. Oh, goo. Okay, E-R-T-O-U, E-R touches. Where toe. Where Waito touches. Tower touches. Tower. Way where tower touches. Okay. The tower touches all the mantles of heaven, brother Novians, and by its apex one can be as he will. More, be as he was, and yet change for all else on the path for those that walk after. This is the third key of Numantia and the secret of how mortals become makers, and makers back to mortals. The bones of the wheel need their flesh, and that is mankind's heirloom. Oath-breakers beware, for their traitors run through the Nimic paths, run dogs of prolix gods. The dragon's blood have hidden ascension in 6,000 years of ethereal labyrinth, which is arena, which they yet deny is oath-bound. By the book, take this key and pierce the divine shell that encloses the mantle takers. The skin of gold, scarab, ow, arbex. Woe to the oath-breakers! Of the skin of gold the Xarxes Mysterium says, be fooled not by the forlorn that ride astray the roadway, for they lost it. This losing was caused by the Aedra who would know no other planets. Where the words of Lord Dagon instructs us to destroy these faithless. Eat or bleed drive a gone forlorn, and gain that small will that led them to walk the path of Godheed at the first. Spit out or burn to the side that which made them delay. Know them as the Nimoli. Every new limb is paid for by the utter unknown. See, brother, give not more to the Hydra. Reader, you will sense a shadow choir soon. The room you're in right now will grow eyes and voices. The candle or spell that you read this by will become gateways for the traitors I have mentioned. Scorn them and fear not. Call them names. Call out their base natures. I, the Monkar of stars, am with you, and I come to take you to my paradise where the tower traitors shall hang on glass racks until they smile with the new revolution. That is your ward against the Nemoli. They run blue through noise and shine only when the earth trembles with the eruption of the newly mantled. Tell them, go, Chartak al-Nim, God is come, Numi Mora, Num Dale Nem. Once you walk in the mythic, it surrenders its power to you. Myth is nothing more than first once. Unutterable truth. Ponder this while searching for the fourth key. Understood laws of the Arcanture will fall away like heat. First tower dictate. Render the mutant bound where he may do no more harm. As god of the Mundus, alike shall be his progeny. Split from their divine sparks, we are 8x8 exarchs. Let the home of Padme see us as sole exit. Chim, those who know it can reshape the land. Witness the home of the Red Kings once jungled. He that enters paradise enters his own mother. Ay alma ruma, the Orbis endeth in all ways. Endeth we seek through our dawn, all endeth. Falter now and become one with the wayside orphans that feed me. Follow, and I shall adore you from inside. My first daughter ran from the Dagonite road. Her name was Ruma, and I ate her with no bread, and made another, which learned, and I loved that one, and blackbirds formed her twin behind all time. Dang. Starlit is your mantle, brother. Wear it to see by, and add its light to paradise. Fourth book. Let's see. Midday sun. Okay. I hope they combine all this together so I don't have to write it down. May the holder of the fourth key know the heart thereby. The Mundex Terrene was once ruled over solely by the tyrant Drew de Kings. Each to their own dominion, and border wars fought between their slave oceans. They were akin to the time totems of old, yet evil, and full of mockery and profane powers. No one that lived did so outside of the sufferance of the Dreys. I give my soul to the Magna Gi, saith the joys in paradise, for they created maroons, the razor in secret, in the very bowels of League, the domain of the upstart who vanishes. Though they came from diverse waters, each get shared sole purpose, to artifice a prince of God, spinning his likeness in random swath, and imbuing him with Oblivion's most precious and scarce asset, hope. Deathlessly I intone from paradise. Maroon's the thief taker. Maroon's God's body. Maroon's the red arms that went up. Numantia, liberty. Deny not that these days shall come again. My novitiates. For as Maroons threw down leg and cracked his face, declaring each of the 19 and 9 oceans free, so shall he crack the serpent crown of the Cyrodiils and make federation. All will change in these days that was changed in those, for with by the magic word Numantia's greatest rebellion rose up and pulled down the towers of Chimel Garg, and the Templars of the upstart were slaughtered, and blood fell like dew from the upper wards down to the lowest pits, where the slaves with maniacal faces took chains and teeth to their jailers, and all hope was brush fire. Your dawn listens, my lord. Let all Arbus know itself to be free. Maroons is come. There is no dominion save free will. Suns were riven as your red legions moved from League to the hinterlands of Chill. A legion for each get, and Curry was thrown down, and Jaff was thrown down, and Hormagal was crushed with cold salt and forevermore called whore, and so shall it be again under the time of Gates. Under the mirrors, Malbioge was thrown down, that old city of chains, slacked in newborn warmth and set free. Gog and Morgog were thrown down together in a single night of day, and it shall it be again under the time of Gates. Nothing but woe for Nern, which has become the pit and 7 curses on its dray, the Vermini Moke. But for it, to the Crusades would be as my lord's creation. Get by the Gi, and do as thou wilt. Of no fetters but your own conscience. Know that your hell is broken. People of the Arbus, and praise the Numantia, which is liberty. God dang, that was freaking long.